Hello and welcome back to the HellfireComms All-Stars Marathon. The good old Capcom logo from the Super Nintendo days. This is Mega Man X2. I am Axel Ryman, and with me is a fellow Mega Man fan.
Yes, I am here. I am the Flamethrower, and I am watching the green biker dude about to eat shit. Because that's like the first thing everyone remembers from Mega Man X2. It's the green biker dude eating shit. But this, as Axel said, it's part of our All-Stars Marathon. What we're doing is we are raising money for the charity Child's Play. Child's Play are a charity who provide toys and games to children who are in the hospital long term. If you'd like to contribute to them, to donate to them, to help them with their cause, you can click the donate button below the stream, or you can use this handy little donation prompt in chat, which you'll have to bear with me. I'm using a different keyboard to normal, so I can't type, and Spar beat me. But yeah, I think we're all good to go.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, Mega Man X2, I'm sure like some people are like, hey, why not Mega Man X1? It was the first in the series and probably one of the best of the series. I'm of the weird crowd that thinks X2 is better than X1, oddly enough.
Well, I can't say what I think of that opinion to you, because just in case anyone who might want to put me on a watch list is listening in, so I'll just say that I'll respectfully disagree with your opinion. But like X2, like to get it out of the way, X2, I don't dislike it at all. X2 is a good Mega Man game. The only thing that I hold against it really is that it's a good Mega Man game that happens to be the sequel to one of my favourite video games of all time. So, you know, it's not really a fair thing to use against it there.
For me, there is a very good reason why it's my favorite and why I think it's better. You start with the dash in the tutorial.
Right, that is fair. Like, to be fair though, with X1, like you go to Chill Penguin first, so it's not like it takes long to get it unless you're going out your way to do a challenge run.
If you know, then yes, you're gonna go to Chill Penguin stage, but if you don't know, that could be the last stage, and you're just gonna realize, wait, I could have had the dash this entire time?
Okay, Axel, how many hours as a child did you waste trying to jump up Boom acquiring a stage without it?
I don't know.
I feel like there's a lot here.
So, I don't know if anyone happened to have caught that, but I did a speedrun trick.
What was it like? That boss always goes down like a piece of piss anyway, but I saw you kind of went back on yourself a little bit.
So, in the Super Nintendo X games, there is a bit of a glitch where if you're dashing and then you shoot a lemon, you get the same power as a fully charged Mega Buster shot.
Yeah, that was in X1 and this game. Was that in X3? I have a feeling it was patched out of X3, but I may be wrong there.
I think it was in X3, but it has been a while since I've seen the speedruns for it, so I could be wrong.
Well, why don't we get that out of the way, since I know it's the divisive one of the SNES trilogy. What do you think of X3 itself?
The music could have been better. Gameplay-wise, it's still pretty good.
Yeah, I agree with you there, because like X3, my biggest point of contention with X3 is that whereas X1 and 2 have like an easy, simple route, X3 you either pick, you know, the items route or the, you know, the easy boss route that you then have to backtrack with, and I know that's contentious to a lot of people, but I'm not too fussed because I just got used to like the items route. It makes the game feel a lot more difficult. But we did just get a donation come in from Bookster32 for $25, who says, "Good luck with all the runs during the marathon and have fun raising money for a good cause. Please add my donation to the Sonic Frontiers Steam draw." Yeah, that's something that I will point out. We do have an ongoing raffle for a copy of Sonic Frontiers on Steam. So if you'd like to be entered for that, it's $5 per entry. Just let us know when you donate and we can add it. So that's $5 per entry. Since Bookster donated $25, they get 5 entries. So I will just update our document with that. Thank you very much. Oh, it looks like Spar has beat me to that as well. Thank you, Spar, for being much more on point than I am.
Yep. So I did kind of like do a practice run earlier in the week just to refamiliarize myself with the game, because I know this game pretty well. I know how to get the super ultimate secret capsule, which I won't spoil what it is.
Oh, so we are doing like a full run today.
Yep, I'm doing 100% because, funnily enough, I don't know if that's changed over the years, but I remember in the old days, the 100% speedrun, ironically, was faster than the any percent.
What were they doing to make that the case?
It's the super secret capsule. That's what it is.
Actually, yeah, that makes sense. Because it's kind of broken at that. Oh, haywire sponge. You look just as stupid now as I remember you were looking when I first played this. Like, Wire Sponge is like the go-to one to go first. I think most people will either go to him or Overdrive Ostrich. It's mainly that one free heart tank at the start that makes him the good first pick, I would say. And yeah, Axel's the one playing right now, so...
Uh-oh.
If he does well, praise him. If he doesn't do well, give him some shit.
I hope I got the spot right. Okay.
Yeah, oh, this is tight. Yeah, because like the safe spot for him is like right up, uncomfortably close to him, which I've never really felt comfortable about with this fight.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine, Spyro. I didn't think to do it either.
I forgot all about it myself, actually.
See, that's why there's a big group of us. Hopefully at least one of us will remember what we're meant to be doing to get this thing up and running.
Also, yeah, I'm trying to kind of maybe not do revisits, because in the practice run I was able to do that, so I did a nice little side jump off the platform to get the eating, so we don't have to go back here.
Good shit. Like, are there any mandatory ones in this game? I can't remember, like mandatory revisits.
If you know what to do, then you can actually avoid that altogether.
That's cool. There's a reason why these games are such popular speedrun games. I feel like that's pretty obvious already from stuff we've been talking about, but there's so much potential for different routes. Are you gonna do the trick here? Because I remember the trick here being really fucking fiddly.
There's two of them. I'm gonna assume you mean the capsule one.
Well, both of them actually, come to think of it, because I know the other one. This one can be really fiddly, because you've got to line it up right. Like, I think the easier way is to use the item, the strike chain.
Yeah, for some reason my LNR was not working. Which is
fine.
whatever. Oh, okay, it's firing. There we go.
Yeah, you gotta hold it a little bit for it to come all the way out, which makes that part even more irritating.
Yeah.
Because like this level, as Axel mentioned, there are two big sequence breaks here. This is the first one, and the second one I would say is even more jammy if you know what you're doing.
And of course we get the fully charged Buster Shot, which means, great, we get to have fully charged weapons, even better.
It's cool, but I think I prefer the one from X1 because like it just seems to be much faster paced, whereas this one you have to wait for both rounds of it to come out.
In a way, yes. Though I will say the one thing I like about it is the second one is multi-hit, and it does not trigger iframes.
Oh, cool, yeah, good point. Now, I will say, for this particular level, I am glad that screen share here is only 30 FPS, because it can be jarring to watch. There you go, first time! Nice one! God, I love that trick.
During the practice run, that stupid thing would not fire missiles. So, immediately firing it, thank you. Marathon luck.
Yeah.
I'll take that. Do I want the extra life?
Do you need the extra life?
I'm going to be confident today.
Are you going after the optional bosses as well?
Yes, I will.
Okay, cool.
That's another reason why the speedrun does 100%. Well, I'll go into that later. I think it's down
Yeah,
here.
we'll have that come up later again when it's relevant.
Health? No.
No. Alright, this is the boss that I've never found a good, reliable, fast way of beating, so... Is there a fast way of beating this guy?
The speedrun strat is difficult. It's very timing based. Oh, I got 11 out of that somehow. Oh, I think I know why my LNR is not working. For some odd reason, it's tied to my R2.
Oh, if you want to rebind that between levels, I don't mind stopping for a moment.
Yeah, I'll do it right after this.
Yeah, fair one.
Because, I mean, it's only one weapon. It's not that bad. So, I'm gonna try the speedrun loop. I don't think it's gonna work, though.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a lot harder than it looks.
I can see what you're trying to do. You just got that, like, single or, like, maybe very few frames between the frame wearing off and him going back down.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know if I could ever do that reliably. I usually just put up with this guy taking a while.
Darn it. Oh well.
Bonk.
2 hits, I'll take it. I wonder if the position matters.
I don't know, because like it looks like it's waving up and down, but I think that's just an animation thing rather than a hitbox thing.
It does wave up and down.
Yeah.
So, because of the oil, it's not exactly fun.
Hmm.
But it's... I definitely think it's position-based, because as we saw like right in the end, he was in the middle, and all of a sudden I get it 4 times in a row.
Maybe, yeah.
Alright, so this is where we get the X-Hunter mechanic in this game. The X-Hunters are Surges, Agile, and Violin. Obviously meant to be violence. They're hunting you down, but they pretty much try to get your attention by saying, oh, by the way, we have Zero's parts.
Yeah.
So,
if you've just played X1 and then you come into this game, you might think, hang on a minute, Zero died. Get used to that. He does that a lot, and then he comes back.
as they say, he hit himself to repair himself.
God, like, X6 is fucking Kino, and anyone who disagrees can fight me.
I mean, I agree with you.
Now, Axel, I am going to ask you a favour. You've done it, cool. Like, I was just about to ask you, can you move your cursor away from the screen share? You've done it, cool.
Oh, that's because I was rebinding the keys.
Like, no, you had it on the whole of the last level, but it wasn't on stream, so that's why I didn't nag you about it then.
Okay, yeah, sorry. So let's see. So this is where now I have to decide how do I want to approach this based on where they're located.
See, I don't normally bother with the optional bosses, so I usually just go in weakness order from here. But it depends what you want to do.
I think the last time I actually went to Overdrive Ostrich's saves, and I had a stage order that did not really feel good. So I'm gonna do the Flame Stag instead.
One. Like, I'll admit, I'm just watching what you're doing and taking your word for it here, because like, the thing with X2 is that I've played X2 a few times, but it's X1 that I have completely committed to memory. This is the one that I just go, like, yeah, I remember where some of this stuff is, but, you know, not to quite the same extent. But I do remember you have to be fast here if you want to get the extra shit.
Okay, so this is a problem I've noticed recently with this emulator. I don't know if it's the emulator or just my controller, but for some odd reason, my jump does not get registered, and it only happens when like a lot of stuff is happening. So I'm guessing it might be like a overload bug or something.
It might have something to do with that, because the thing about these games, the X series, is that I love these games to pieces, but they do really like their performance issues. And so, like, if the emulator's already struggling a little bit with that, it might just, be a bit more pressure on it. You don't need the life again. You just need to survive this time.
I mostly got it as a backup, but it's like, yeah, I'm not going to get it again. Screw that. I'm going to take this, though, for the E-Tank.
This is also one of the levels that was brought back from this game in Extreme.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, the version there, it was in that awkward sort of level layout where it's trying to be faithful, but it's very obvious that they've had to abridge certain parts. And I'll say on the whole, the Extreme games, have you ever played those?
I have, actually. They were pretty fun, though a little bit awkward.
Yeah, I will say, like, Extreme 2 is just fine as it is, but Extreme 1 is in that really weird, awkward position where, because of how the controls work, I can recommend it, but only on an emulator where you can rebind the controls. Because, like, given it was on the Game Boy and the Game Boy didn't have that many buttons to work with, it would bind the dash to the start button, and that is like the most awkward claw grip shit ever.
Yeah. Alright, I gotta remember, I can't use the charge shot if I have a wheel out. This is the first time I've experienced that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Will Gator's weapon, I never really did get that much use out of it.
It's a weird weapon.
Like, it's one of them ones where I remember there is this very specific place where you just have to know to get an item that's hidden away and use it there. But, like, actually using it in battle is just like the Robot Master, the Maverick, and that's it. Yeah, kind of like, it was because it's on the Game Boy, like I said, there were two different ways you could, like, map the dash on Extreme. It was either the start button, which is, I usually set it as that in-game and then change the start mapping on the emulator to the right trigger, and just play it like that. Or you have the thing where, you hold down and press the jump button, which, given how Mega Man X games work, it's just really not practical to do that, because, you're going to be jumping around anyway, and it just gets even more fiddly.
Mm-hmm. I guess, like, we should probably talk about that boss that I fought, because we didn't really say anything about him. That was Surge's. He throws away his cloak at the very start. Fun fact, that can damage and kill you if you're low on health.
Right.
You wouldn't think it, but if you jump right into it, yep, it hurts. There are rumors that he may be related or part of Dr. Wily.
I think the guy from X6 is slightly more obvious.
Yes, X6 is definitely more obvious, but this one it also is implied because he knows something about Zero's parts that the other X-Hunters don't.
Yeah, it's a little bit sus there. There's implications that he was Wily, there's implications he's related to Wily. I've heard a lot of different fan theories about it over the years.
There's a lot of fan theories when it comes to the Mega Man games.
Mega Man X in particular, I feel, does like the right job of telling you just enough to give you something to sink your teeth into, but also leaving a few things open to interpretation.
I might die here.
That's alright. Hey there, Shane, thank you for the raid.
Thank you, Shane. And yeah, he just Goomba stomped me.
Yeah, well, it's fine, you know what you're doing now.
Yeah.
But yeah, for everyone just joining, we are HellfireComms. We're currently running the All-Stars Marathon, where we're playing a bunch of our favourite games in aid of the Child's Play charity. Child's Play provide toys and games to children who are in the hospital long term. If you would like to donate to the charity, you can either click the donate button below the stream, or you can type !donate into the chat, and it will bring up a link there.
Ah, stupid stag.
Okay, am I back? I think I cut out for a moment there.
Yeah, I don't know if maybe it was Discord on my end, because I noticed, like, I was talking, but it wasn't lighting up for me, so...
It might be, like, what happened is that I was talking and then suddenly your screen froze and I was like, hang on, that's not meant to happen. So I just thought, you know what, he was doing that earlier. I'm gonna just disable my VPN for a while and we'll see what happens there.
Okay, apparently you died on stream, so...
Alright, well, I was just saying that the Child's Play charity is a great cause, so I would recommend donating to them if you're able to. We very much appreciate any and all help we get.
Also, Flynn, can you do me a favor? Keep track of how many deaths I have.
How many do we have so far?
Just one.
Just the one. Okay, let me make a little note of it on me page here.
So, ironically, I'm doing Bubble Crab now, which has the weakness for Flame Stag. So, yeah, we got to bust our Flame Stag.
Then it's a little bit out of order, but it's fine.
You can blame the X-Hunters.
I will.
I will.
Yeah.
I will grab this. By the way, for those who played the later games in the series, this song should sound familiar. It's played in X5 for Duff McWhalen.
And his name is Duff McWhalen.
Yep.
God. I fucking love that. Like, it is such a shame that they changed the Guns N' Roses names in the collection. Like, I sort of get why, but also, his name is Duff McWhalen. Like, this section of the level is, I've never been too keen on this, because it is very slow no matter what you do, isn't it?
It also helps, or it doesn't help, that I don't have the Sonic Slicer, because the Sonic Slicer is really good for this.
Yeah, but then you've got to adjust your order to go to Overdrive Ostrich first, don't you? And we have $10 from Shane. There's no comment here, but if you would like to be entered into the Sonic Frontiers raffle for a Steam copy of that, just let me know and I can add you in.
Oh, come on, I gotta get this,
He's right in the fucking way, isn't he?
Come on. There we go!
Nice.
If I don't do that, then I can't access the X-Hunter. And I want to.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, this is another little speedrun trick. If you walk, not dash, on a slope like this, you actually jump higher.
Yeah, that is one of those little quirks that took me so long to figure out, because like, I knew that you could work your way up here and just do that little hop and skip that you do across the water, but, you know, I was wondering why I was dashing and it's not working, and I've definitely seen people do this, so what am I doing wrong? But yeah, it's like, the physics on that are a little bit weird.
That, in practice, took me so many tries. Okay, I was about to say, am I going to die here because I don't know where the pits are? But there is something up here that I have to grab. Also, little location here. If you have the Silk Shot from Morph Moth with the Charge Buster, it gets you a ton of healing, so you can fill up your E-tanks.
Yeah, it's like a very oddly specific secret, isn't it? It's that you just sort of know that you go in there. Mm-hmm. But again, at the same time, if you're like in the later stages and you just want to like grind up a little bit, so like to help you with the final boss, then that is a good spot to do that.
Mm-hmm. The game does kind of hint at those with the sensor upgrade, which we don't have yet. By like showing you, hey, there's a secret here, but it doesn't tell you exactly what the hell the secret is.
Yeah.
No, X2 is not the one with Storm Eagle, that's X1.
Yeah.
His, not brother is in X4. No, that's X12. Kylie. X12 said, no, that's X12. So I'm like, oh, funny.
I would really like if we got an X9, but if we get an X9, I would really like it to be with this sort of look and feel to it, like sort of like they did with Mega Man 9 and Mega Man 10, because like I really like just this general vibe that the 16-bit games have, and I also wasn't too impressed by 11.
Mm-hmm. I played only a little bit of 11 when Snake did his little charity marathon too. Had to stop because my hand and wrist were killing me, so...
Nah. But yeah, like, the thing with 11 for me is that it just doesn't have the same soul to it as the classic games, and I find the just visual design really off-putting. It's got that sort of, you know, overly shiny 3D or 2.5D thing going on, and the new mechanics didn't do anything for me either, so I just never got around to beating that.
For me, the new mechanics in 11 are interesting, but it's also weird to get used to, because you're not used to those.
I am of the opinion that classic Mega Man is at its best, at its most simple. Like, I don't mind the slide and the charge, it's okay, but like, you know, it just sort of feels a lot slower to constantly charge it, because like the game kind of prompts you to do that. Like, I think 3 had the right balance for that, really.
Mm-hmm. This was agile, by the way. He mostly does the little dash sword swiping, or he'll do a sword wave based on your position, so that's why I kept jumping all the way to the top.
It's an oddly big little slash that you have to be prepared for.
Yeah. I forget what the weaknesses are for these guys, except for Violin. Violin is the easiest, which, because I have not fought him, I'll actually be able to use it.
Oh, cool.
11 is also hard as hell. I agree, at least from the little I played.
It takes some getting used to, yeah.
Okay, Bubble Crab is also very easy to deal with.
Oh yeah, he is the main use for Woolgator's weapon.
Yeah. He has a Spark Mandrill syndrome.
Yeah, like, you just keep on throwing it out and he can't do shit.
I could have gotten a really good kill, but I missed completely.
Yeah, Shane, I saw you say that you're good with just having your money going toward the KFP incentive, which I understand that, and I also appreciate that, because Kiara's great to play as in the game when she gets specials.
I thought it was just because we like Fried Phoenix.
That too.
Alright, where is Violin going? Oh, I don't have the boss weapon for this. This is gonna suck.
We improvise, we adapt, we overcome.
Exactly. As long as X9 doesn't end up like X7, I think we'll be alright. I agree.
I can't see another X7 happening. Like, touch wood, obviously, but... like, for all the shit people give X6, I think X6 is a more consistent and just generally more enjoyable game than X7 is. X7 is... like, X7 is either clunky when it's bad, but the quote-unquote good parts are just boring, so, like, there's really nothing to the game. Whereas X6, like, you know, like, if I put all the jokes and memes aside, it's a rough game. But at least it's basic 2D platforming, it's not stupidly slow.
I am pretty much... okay, this is going to be the odd one. Even besides, X2 is better than X1. Also, dang, that ceiling. I think X6 is better than X5.
I could say that, honestly. Like, maybe not in terms of, like, the technical side of things, because obviously X6 was rushed and it shows. But, like, X5 does have the sort of, like, randomness element to, like, what ending you get, and just generally a lot of backtracking.
The worst one is Duff McWhalen.
All his name makes up for it. I'm very easy to please.
His name does not make up for the fact that, one, the stage is like 5 auto-scrollers in one, and that you have to do the stage 3 times to get everything.
That's what I mean about the backtracking. Yeah, it's... like, part of the reason I like X1 as much as I do is that there is, like, almost perfect routing. Like, there's a good run you can go down where it's mostly weakness order, and, you know, you can get a lot of the items along the way. That was a strength of that game. but it feels like Capcom saw that as a weakness instead, and they just ended up padding out the games that came after it more and more. Yeah, you might need to do something about your health here. Your weapon energy, even.
Well, I decided to die because what I need to do, I accidentally decided I'm going to play slow, and yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah, you do have to have one of the blocks there, don't you?
Yeah, and unfortunately, I went through the part way too slow. Oh, I got caught. That's okay. This part I can go slow.
Yeah, it's when you get to the section where that is that you gotta be more conscious about it, isn't it?
Oh. I forgot about that one.
Yeah, he just sneaks in from the side.
Yeah, I thought I could make the jump, but I couldn't, so note to self, don't do that.
Yeah, don't get too ballsy.
Yeah, so that's 3 deaths. There's a reason why I'm counting deaths. I'm just gonna go through this, I don't care. If I get caught. At this point, it doesn't matter. I will share what the three deaths are for later on. I mean, it's kind of obvious. Okay, that was a little bit too close.
Yeah, like, you seem to get a little bit of leeway here where you just sort of slide under them, but it's quite hit and miss. Sheer fucking luck, that's how he didn't die.
Okay, that's what I wanted to do. There we go.
That's the one you wanted, yeah.
Yeah. The alternative to that, and it was actually what was published in a Nintendo Power Guide, or Nintendo Power, not Nintendo. That's a completely different thing. You have to get the dash upgrade, because it has an air dash. So what you do is you just do a normal jump, air dash, and then you do the charged speed burner. And after the speed burner, you can do another air dash.
So, what you're seeing on screen right now, this was something that they were really trying to show off around this time. This game, the SNES cartridge of it, it had a new chip included in the cartridge called a CX4 chip. And that allowed them to create these wireframe effects. The problem is that it allowed them to create these wireframe effects, which tank the fucking frame rate when they use them again later.
Yeah, there's quite a few spots. At certain angles, it looks like the Master Sword.
Yeah, it's also kind of hard to read its pattern sometimes just because of the perspective on it. Flame Pioneer can die in a fire, I agree. He can burn to the ground.
Burn to the ground?
Indeed.
Reminder, you set yourself up for that one.
I did.
Yeah, X7 in general can unfortunately die in a fire.
Yeah. X7, we're being quite harsh on it. I think the main problem with X7 is that it's just one big experiment that didn't pan out. Like the 3D integration, and the fact that because there's a 3D integration, it just slowed down the entire game. They were trying new gimmicks for the levels and none of them really landed. It's like, I can't fault them for creativity, it's just, there's too many things wrong, I feel.
Like, it tried something new, which is what people wanted to see, and it was at a time when people wanted to see, like, the classic Mega Man, or Mega Man X in 3D, like the Legends series. Like, that full, I can move anywhere, I can shoot anywhere, I can explore anywhere. Unfortunately, it was poorly done.
I'll say, I don't know how much of a hot take this is these days, but it definitely was back then. I don't think Mega Man has a problem with the repetition. The repetition is a factor. You know, if you play one of the classic games, the next one will play exactly like it. If you play an X game, the next one will play exactly like it, and they're just level and boss swaps. I get that. But I think the structure is fine, and I feel like the entire process of learning the game, learning the weaknesses, learning where the items are hidden, that in itself is enough to justify a new game. So I don't really think Mega Man ever needed to be reinvented. Like, I think they can stay as these 2D platformers, and that is entirely fine. I've never played X8, but I have heard good things about it.
X8 is it's good, but it's a pretty weak good, to be honest.
Right, so like not on the level of like X1, X2, but still fun sort of deal.
Yeah, it's not as bad as X7, but then again, that's, to be perfectly honest, not really a difficult milestone.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna also like to say this to Kai. Like, Kai, I know you like X7. I will not hate you for liking it. I like X6 after all.
Yeah, that's fair. Like, the other one that we haven't talked about, which is, in my opinion, one of the best games in the series, X4, particularly when you play in the Zero, that game, it feels really fucking cool to play.
Mm-hmm.
And like, some of it is the Zero bias. I just think that Mega Man's gameplay with the more close-up melee combat, like with Zero's sword attacks and like his saber abilities, that's just really cool. But just in general, the pacing of that game is very reminiscent of the pacing of X1.
Mm-hmm. It's... I'd actually would rate it like maybe my third favorite Mega Man game. Because it's definitely good, but it does have like a little bit of weirdness to it here and there. And I'm not talking just about the voice acting for once.
No, the voice acting is fantastic. Like, I think I've talked about this on the stream before, but one of my favourite pieces of video game trivia that I have ever heard is that, so the voice actress for Mega Man X in X4 is the same voice actress who was classic Mega Man in Mega Man 8, and those lines were recorded in the same recording session. She was not told that she was voicing two different characters across two different games. And it fucking, like, that sums up the exact problems with the voice direction there.
All I'm gonna say is, holy crap, that actually kind of, like, makes sense, because, I did
That's
not jump out.
That's a jump, yeah. Another death.
That's a 4, I think?
Yeah, I've got 4 here.
Okay, that's gonna be my last life, so if I die again, game over, which, is not that bad, thankfully.
Nah, like, the thing with Mega Man, like, both Classic and X, is that a continue is basically just restart the level. You know, You're not going to lose anything too substantial.
I could just ride the thing back, but I figured, let me just die. I'll make it an even 5.
Yeah, and you got your fresh cache of lives again, so it should make it more manageable now. No, game over is just one death. Let's be fair here.
It's kind of better than my practice run, where I died like 4 or 5 times in one specific area because I was trying to get health back for a super secret capsule.
Oh yeah, like, I forget. Does that work the same in this game as the first game, where you've got to be like at full health and everything?
Yep.
Cool.
You gotta be.
That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, full HP, and you gotta do the directional input. So hopefully you know how to do it, and you know how to do it well.
Yeah, about that. Like, I'm not a fighting game player, and it fucking shows.
I'm a mini fighting game player. I don't know if that counts. So I don't have the silk shot, but if I did, you could skip this mini boss fight.
Can you? Didn't know that.
Yep. Only on the SNES version, though. By using the charged silk shot, if you toss it into the room and then dash all the way through, it pretty much overloads the game's memory, so it can't load the fight.
Oh, so is that something that they intentionally fixed in the collection?
I believe so, yeah. Probably because, like, obviously, being on later consoles, they had more memory access.
Yeah, it's just I kind of always assumed they were straight-up emulation jobs, rather than, like, well, obviously it's emulating, but, like, I didn't realise they'd done any sort of post-production on the ROMs.
In some cases, even emulation, like, even the emulated versions can actually get rid of that. I think, I want to say, like, one of the old Tool Assisted speedruns couldn't do it because of the emulator itself.
Maybe, like, yeah, emulators are getting more and more accurate with time, but you know, there's always going to be some slight discrepancies.
Either in terms of like visual effects or sound. I don't know if anyone may have like be able to tell the difference, but yeah, there were some differences. Oh, I don't know. Maybe some will figure it out. Stupid bats. This is another room where charged Silkshot will get you some items.
They really liked that concept around this time, didn't they?
I guess so, yeah.
Because it's like a very obscure thing, and I'm not sure where they expected you to figure that out on your own. Whether it was the sort of thing of
this
like,
thing.
You know, yeah, there's that thing, but like, it still doesn't really tip you off that you know you can charge up a very specific weapon and it will have this effect. Like, because most of the times when that thing kicks off, it's just like there's a heart tank here, or there's, you know, like there's something like that.
Now, Flame, how good are you at football? Not American football.
I have not dabbled in that since I was a very small child. I'm just launching it all over the fucking place.
Yeah.
It's a shame you're not getting hits in on him with it, really.
Yeah.
That'd be fucking great.
This is like the most fun thing you could do with this boss.
Yeah, basically. No, especially when you're attacking him with a weakness and he isn't getting any actual hits on you.
Not doing that strategy makes the fight a little bit harder. Ironically, when he's in the shell, if you shoot him, he does have, like, recoil, and then he fires 3 crystal gloops at you. So, yeah. You can dodge him, but if you get caught, then he just immediately jumps up and tries to dash into you.
Okay, we have a new donation of $50 from Loki. Again, with no comment, but thank you very much for the donation, mate.
Thank you very much, Loki.
So what are we at overall? We are currently at $585 overall. So thank you very much to everyone who's got their donations in so far. And let me just have a look at how the targets are coming along. So I don't know if you saw the message earlier, Axel, but we did beat the Kingdom Hearts 2 randomizer incentive. So you're going to be doing all the important checks for that.
Yay!
We are halfway to the Slipstream DLC incentive. And we are actually, looks like less than $9 away from hitting the Spark 2 levels incentives for Spark the Electric Jester 3. So if you want to see me do the ported over Spark 2 levels in that game, like just one $9 donation to confirm it. But we also have ongoing bid war polls, so we have the character I'll be playing as for the first run of Holocure. So right now it looks like Callie's in the lead at $20 with Kiara in second place, but you know, we've still got time until that run. It could go anywhere. We have the Tony Hawk's Underground Custom Skater incentive, which that's between Naruto, Armstrong, Sonic, Kairi and Tifa. Spar has made these sheer nightmarish recreations of each of those characters using the in-game character editor, and whichever one you want to see, you can put money towards it. And there's also one more bid war poll on the Tilted Fire, which is for Spar's A Hat in Time run. That will be whether he plays through Queen Vanessa's Manor or whether he does the skip to avoid it. And currently playing it, he's in the lead at $55. But again, you never know. If you want to get your donation in and you want them to skip it, you could be the one who switches it over.
Do it. Also, for Holocure, I am not surprised that Mom and Dad are winning.
Bless. It's kind of a shame that, just because of how the scheduling was, the update with the ID girls isn't going to be out until, I think it's the 20th or the 21st, somewhere around that, and we didn't really have much time to move it, because there's a lot of big runs toward the end. So maybe this will be, part 1, and we can do another run later, but we'll see. I've got all the characters unlocked, so I will be showing off a fair bit of stuff anyway.
Oh, I love these guys. I love it when they jump on my head and do things I don't want to do.
Oh, that's so fucking annoying, this section.
There's only one section in a Mega Man X game I can think of, and that is Metal Shark Player's stage. But that's its own thing.
That's also another one, like, mouthful of a name.
And technically it's a mistranslation, too.
Yeah, so that's the difference between the names in X5 and X6. With X5, it was that someone on the translation team was just really into Guns N' Roses, and they made it, like, they named all the characters after the members from the band intentionally. With X6, I think the term translation team seems very generous. I think they were just making shit up as they went along.
Wouldn't it be fun if Charged Speedburner got those up? I believe it does, and I probably should do it, but I wanted to save it for this.
Yeah, because, like, this guy is weak to the fire weapon, so, you know, just get as much mileage out of it here.
Oh boy, trash! Okay, that's Form 1 done. Now we got the Moth. Oh, you weren't being serious? Oh.
I think it does work, if I recall correctly.
I mean, it makes sense. It engulfs you in fire.
This guy was also in one of the extreme games, I remember, and I remember him being really difficult there, because when he does that sort of spinning attack, it's on a much smaller screen, and you have much less space to dodge out of the way of him.
Yeah, I think he was like one of my worst boss fights, actually, now that I think about it.
Yeah, it's just, like, for the most part, if you compare it to, like, the Game Boy classic Mega Man games, I think the extreme games do a better job at considering the screen space. There don't seem to be as many screen crunch issues, but there are a few that slip through, and I feel like that's one of them.
You know, we've been talking a lot about the Mega Man games, but, you know, here's an interesting one to talk about. X-Dive. What are your thoughts on it?
I have little to no experience with it. I think I saw a bit of gameplay footage. I think at one point, one of their, like, publication teams reached out to me asking if I'd do a sponsorship deal, which kind of annoyed me because I have a message in the place where the email is saying that I don't do sponsorship deals. But, like, other than that, I have no experience with the game.
I played it quite a bit. Mainly the Steam version when, Why did my bike explode? Question?
At least there's a few of them spread across this level, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, woo! That jump always gets me, because it's like, oh crap.
Oh, this section here, are you gonna do it? Now, can you do it without dying? Oh no!
I pressed left, but it didn't register until the second press, so I was like, yeah, I'm dead. As soon as I saw it. 6 deaths.
Yeah, I've got it written down. I will say that I have got that without dying there exactly once. That was when I was recording the run that we have up on the Hellfire Playthroughs channel. That took so many attempts to get that down without dying.
Yeah.
Because, like, it is just a very split-second thing, isn't it? Like, you just touch the item you're trying to pick up, the heart tank, and then immediately have to jolt left again.
Exactly. Well, you have to, like, time your left press so that you don't just crash into the spike. So it's either you do it very close, like this, or you just do, like, that to get the timing.
Yeah.
And, well, we all know what timing is like.
Yep.
Alright, we have an ostrich to fight, and I used to love fighting it as a kid, despite the fact that I hated how tough it was.
It's one of them that you have to learn the pattern of what he's going to do for it to be more manageable, haven't you?
For sure. And he's actually fightable in X-Dive, now that I remember.
No, right?
Yeah, and he fights the same, actually.
Like, what exactly is the gameplay of that? Like, it's mostly just another platformer, isn't it? But, like, and they're, like, online elements.
Imagine, like this game. It's pretty much like this.
Right. Oh, okay.
In terms of the online elements, there's like co-op modes. There's PvP, which takes, of course, locations from the Mega Man series. So, one PvP stage that you might fight in is the highway from the Mega Man X intro.
Alright. It's another level they like getting some mileage out of, isn't it?
I mean, they put it back in X7.
Yeah.
Hence the quote, "I can't believe I'm back here again," from Zero.
Yeah. Like, it's sort of baiting you in with nostalgia, isn't it?
And then, of course, they have all the characters, and then they have the alternate versions of the characters. Like Dante X and Virgil Zero.
Ah. So how's that work? Do they have like their own unique abilities, or are they just like cosmetics?
Yeah, they have unique abilities, actually. So there's like so many different versions of X, but they all have 2 skills that work differently from every other X.
Oh, okay.
Or Iris another. There's pretty much Iris that's a Dommy Mommy.
Why? That's like not her character?
It's another version.
Right.
Yeah. Monster Hunter versions, yes. They also have Ryu, Chun-Li, and Akuma from Street Fighter. Also, I love this song.
Yeah, this one's got a lot of energy to it. I like this.
I gotta also give a shout out to the people who did the Maverick Rising OST, which is like a bunch of Mega Man remixes from all across the series. They have a remix of this called X Hunted. It's really good.
Yeah, I think my favourite one off of that is Towering Revolution, the Boomer Kawanga remix. That's just... It picks up the vibes that main riff puts down and just doubles down on them.
I was not expecting that hell pickup. It threw me off. I will say this about Boomer Kawanga. I hate Up.
Okay.
Because that's pretty much his stage in a nutshell. It's Up.
It's just a big tower to climb, isn't it?
Yep. Also, Silkshot can actually take that thing out, so you don't have to worry about dying. We like that.
I prefer going fast and having that level of fear. No, but like, Boomer Kawanga, I still don't get why they actually bothered retconning his name in Maverick Hunter X. It's like, yeah, I assume that it was originally cut down for, like, to save space on the title screen or whatever. But, like, the game was already out for a really fucking long time at that point, and everyone already knew what his name was. So, you know, it seems unnecessary.
Yeah, wasn't it, like, originally Boomer Kuwagata?
No, his name in the SNES version is Boomer Kawanga, but his name in Maverick Hunter X is Boomerang Kawanga.
Oh, right.
And it just seems like such an oddly petty thing to change. Like, that's not the most unnecessary change they made, because, like, for some reason, I seem to remember in that game, it was either in the game itself or in, like, the little anime short that came with it. For some reason, didn't they kill off Dr. Kane, even though it's only covering X1?
Yep.
Even though you get to X2, and we literally just had a cutscene with a guy in it.
Exactly, yes, that's what happened. You know what, I am going to be extra safe.
Yeah, I don't blame you. But, like, I kind of get the feeling that the Maverick Hunter X series, Maverick Hunter X was intended to be the start of the series if it hadn't just completely flopped. So,
it was.
Yeah, so I'm just not sure if they were gonna do like a rebuild kind of thing where they just changed more and more stuff as the series went on and like diverged it. Which admittedly could have been a cool like alternate universe thing. But also it was on the PSP, so you know, it's just unfortunate really.
Yeah, it definitely was gonna be like a reboot of the series, and I do remember reading that something like an X2 reboot in that style was in the plan, but because Maverick Hunter X did not do well, no reason to continue.
It's odd, because like, I don't dislike Maverick Hunter X at all, but again, it's like I was saying about this game. It's like it's based on one of the best games ever made, and it just like the PSP version just feels a lot less fluid. Like the movement feels a bit clunkier. Just the 3D visuals just aren't as smooth as the sprites.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I get what they're going for with it, and had it taken off as a series, I'm sure it would have got more interesting as time went on. But it's just like nowadays, I would say if you want to play Mega Man X, just play the SNES version.
Yeah, or get like the Legacy Collection now.
Well, yeah, that's based on the SNES one, so same idea. Yep, another one. That's number 7.
So one of the speedrun things is to go under it with the air boots. Or the air dash, rather. I was able to do that consistently during practice. Apparently, I cannot get it right now, so...
That's making up for how fucking jammy you were during Will Gator's stage. Getting both of the fucking sequence breaks really quickly. But, like, Axel, you'll probably be better to answer this since I haven't played it, but in chat, Geeky Streams is asking, what are your thoughts on Command Mission?
I thought it was pretty good. Granted, not like if you were to compare it to like an actual other RPG, like, damn it, I got the first time. I should just like took the first one. But anyway, if you compare it to like a Final Fantasy or even a Kingdom Hearts, it's definitely not anywhere near as good. But if you take it for what it is, yeah, it's actually not that bad.
What's the writing like? Does it add anything significant to like the overarching lore or anything?
No.
Okay.
In terms of like quote unquote the lore, one would probably say. Okay, I had to pause for a sec. One would say it's it could come after X8 because of certain things that happened in the lore of the X series, like how X, Zero, and Axel know each other and all that. They're working together. They're on good terms. So it's definitely around the time of X8 in some way. But considering what happens in X8, it could be either before X8 or after. Also, oops, I effed that up.
Yeah, wait for that to come back down.
Yeah, I'm not climbing spikes. I don't have spike protector. That's not even a thing in this game.
No, I don't think that was a thing you could get into X6, was it?
Did X6 have something like that? I know X5 had the Gaia armor, but...
That might be what I'm thinking of. Like X6, I'm pretty sure it had that one armor set for X, which it was like the thing it could do was walk on spikes, but nothing else.
Yeah, it was the ninja armor. Or shadow armor, rather.
Shadow armor sounds about right. I know there's a thing over on the right there, but I can't remember what it is.
I think it's an extra life, because I know I got it during my practice run, and I'm like, this wasn't worth it!
Yeah, that's fair.
Especially because I have to go back, so... Screw that. Oh yeah, Kylie is making a good point. Most likely after X8, because Axel mentions he's looking into his copy ability, and that is like a big, important part of his plot. Also, I love how I just threw that and did nothing, because cutscene.
Yeah.
Right, so, Silkshot is good to start because it instantly destroys the 4 cannons.
Yeah, once they're out of the way, you can just sort of go for it, really, can't you?
After that, you just go for the Sonic Slicer. It's possible to hit him twice.
And this is mostly a safe spot, isn't it?
Yep, mostly. Though, gotta be careful with that.
But talking about like the overall X story, I feel like once you get to the PlayStation games, there's a lot of stuff which it's like somewhat open to interpretation what happens when, because like the thing with like Zero going to sleep, that was kind of it was retconned to be ambiguous after the extra games came out, didn't it?
So originally X5 was going to be the end of the series, and then it was going to lead into the Zero series. X6's Zero ending is kind of meant to be sort of... Well, one, it's a retcon, and two, it's meant to be the connector to the Zero series, quote unquote.
Yeah, it's kind of implied that, you know, you have the main game of X6, then literally everything else that's canon in the X series, and then the Zero's X6 ending goes right at the end.
Exactly.
At least that's my takeaway from it. Which is kind of weird, but also that was really the era of Capcom want this new game out in literally 6 months, so good luck.
Exactly. Okay, I accidentally lied. Apparently the speed burner does not do anything. Sorry, Kai.
Oh, never mind. I could swear I remember that being one of the tricks people used, or maybe it was something in one of the Extreme games, or maybe I'm just completely misremembering.
Maybe it was the Extreme games.
Might be.
I will say this though, Kai. You definitely had a good idea. So, you did better than Capcom.
It feels like it should work.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those, it should work. It just doesn't.
Oh god, I remember there being some bullshit jumps around here. Working around the spikes and whatnot. This is another section that's really irritating in Extreme, by the way, because you've got those platforms that you got to work with on the smaller resolution. Okay, we're gonna have to save one of these, aren't we?
Yep, we do.
We just take you back for a walk over here to where you need him. Bastard.
I literally just dropped my controller because I'm like, what? Since when?
Thankfully they respawn.
The only thing I said, Kai, was, I'm sorry, but if anything, you're smarter than people at Capcom for thinking of the idea.
Oh, I fucking hate Twitch ads. No, they've been getting worse and worse with it lately.
I know.
Not that I would ever advise doing anything like this, but the current browser plugin that seems to be working for blocking those is called Purple Ads Blocker. Again, I would never advise you to do that, but just as an informational piece. You can do with that knowledge whatever you like, and that's all that, Axel.
I know.
Another one, then we're at 9, I think.
My pinky toe decided to touch the spike, and all of a sudden, I die. This is a bit of a hard jump anyway, so... And thankfully, I get unlimited lives for it.
It's the speed burn section I remember being really annoying.
Yeah.
Twitch have been making a lot of silly decisions because Twitch are not profitable. Double figures now, Axel. No pressure.
This was around the spot that I would die a lot because of the health. Well, this is actually the respawn point after. So even after I got it, it was like, okay, I want to keep my health because I want it for the boss. And then all of a sudden I take a hit and it's like, oh, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, never mind then.
Okay, there we go.
Oh, that section's so fucking fiddly.
This one's just as bad.
Yes, this is the section I was thinking of. You want the speed burner here, and you've got to do a quick turnaround once you get over to the right there.
That was close. I think it's the fourth one? Yep.
Yep, hug the wall. We got something special.
Yep. Wow! You are so cool! I'm not worthy! I'm not worthy! Step inside for a special surprise! And with that...
There we go.
Sure you can!
I mean, it was kind of obvious that that's what it was gonna be after the Hadouken in X1, but it's nice that they kept that up as a trend for a little while.
Okay, I kept my health.
Okay, let's show this bitch off.
So, if you remember, in X1, there was the Hadouken, which you have to do the Hadouken motion, and it was an instant kill.
Nice.
Sure, you can. No, this cannot be! Master, avenge me!
Beautiful. Ray saying X3 secret power up with Zero Saber. X3 had like 2 different superpowers. You had Zero Saber, but you also had the gold armor.
Yep.
Which I can't remember which one I got the most from when playing it, but I know the Saber is very oddly specific on how to get it, because you have to go into one of the bosses in the endgame sequence as Zero, which previously the game hadn't let you do up to that point.
Yep. The Saber was pretty much a guy dang it type of thing. The gold chip, also because you see the other capsules for the boost, but the game doesn't tell you that getting one will lock you out of it, obviously. It does tell you that you can only get one, but you wouldn't know that there's a power-up that gives you all 4.
Alright, rematch time.
Funnily enough, I would say the Saber was actually the one that most people got, for the sole fact that there was actually a password that would give it to you.
Oh, that makes sense, yeah. Alright, are we going to sweep through all of these with the Shoryuken?
If we can.
I think you have some like sub-tank energy in case, don't you?
Yeah. The only one that I can think of that is going to suck for it is Wheel Gator, because there's...
Oh, yeah.
It's so difficult. Oh, yeah, X8 also had the Shoryuken.
Oh, did it? I don't remember that.
Hello?
Do you mind? No. Nice.
We have become Ken.
With all that entails.
Sadly, we're not rich.
No.
And we don't have a wife or a child.
We can't go home. We can't be a family man.
Yeah, we're not Guile either.
No. That's the point. Why wasn't there one of the X games where you have a secret unlockable Sonic Boom?
That's a good question. I don't remember Sonic Boom.
No, I don't think X has had that at any point. Which is kind of strange. That feels like one of the obvious ones that you would have as like a secret power. Although they did kind of break the chain with that after X3, so we'll get it.
Which was weird. Also, I almost got hit by that.
Yeah, you need to be careful there.
Oh, I could have actually done the Shoryuken right there.
Yeah, maybe next time he jumps up, give it a shot.
If I catch him fast enough. Dang it.
No, just play it safe.
Yeah. Fight's gonna take a while, so...
Yeah, and you still got sub-tank if he does twat you like that. Oh, you made it out. Nice. Oh. He got you in the end. That was a good sequence. Nice.
I'll take that.
Yeah, 4 in a row is really not bad for that boss at all.
Mm-hmm. And we do get health in between thanks to the healing pellets, so might as well take advantage of that.
Do they respawn in this game?
Yep.
Yeah, because in some games when they give you those, they do. In some games when they give you those, they don't. So yeah, if they're respawning, then just get them all. Because it's more sub-tank energy at the end of the day, isn't it?
Yep, that's true. Alright, I want him to do the thing. Not that thing.
The other thing he does.
Screw it. I'm just gonna use his weapon.
Yeah, because we didn't show this off last time, did we?
And there's a good reason to use his weakness weapon.
I don't remember what his effect for being hit by weakness is here. That doesn't seem to be resetting his pattern, at least not as blatantly as most bosses when you hit him with their weakness.
Fatality!
Oh, that's the one. Not quite the same as cutting off Flame Mammoth's trunk with it, but still.
Like, that is more brutal because it's a finishing animation. And yeah, the Flame Mammoth thing, you can only do that if you get the Boomerang Cutter, and you could also do the same to Launch Octopus.
Yeah, Launch Octopus makes him quite a bit more manageable from what I remember, because it like stops him doing that irritating spin attack. Or like, it definitely slows him down a bit at least. God, the environment for this rematch fight is so fucking cool, like the blue colouring on the background there. Like, it looks so much more interesting here than it does in like the first fight with him. Bonk.
Dang it.
Yeah, there's enough healing stuff outside.
Hopefully.
God, he is just stuck in the cycle, aren't he?
Yep, we have a term for that. Spark Mandrill Syndrome.
Yeah, again. There's actually a few of these that are like that. X-Ray was quite bad with just having really repetitive bosses as well, but that was more just the general like design of what they do, more so than them being extra weak to their weakness.
I mean, you have Blizzard Buffalo who just slams himself into a wall because you jumped.
Yeah, then you have Tunnel Rhino who, from what I remember, just slams himself into a wall. And the mini-boss in Tunnel Rhino stage that also just slams himself into a wall. They like doing that, and that is basically the boss design that I remember from that game. Nice.
I was wondering if I was going to get that. And I love how I just land on top of the shell to claim my victory. How many more do we have? I think we only have... Okay, 2 more.
Yeah, just last couple on this side. On the left, even.
Stag and Bubble Crab.
It does show you can work underwater.
Yep.
Not here, though.
Apparently it wasn't reading my button press, so we'll just do the Wheel Gator.
I mean, it's not exactly much harder.
Although if I keep taking hits like that, I may have to use that E-Tank if I want it on Flame Stag.
More here, there we go. Yeah, Launch Octopus is just a bit fiddly, really. It's just a slow fight, I find.
I hate the missiles. That's it.
I think it's the fact that it's one of the more like phase-oriented fights. You know, like he has that move that you have to just wait for him to finish doing before you can do anything. That's always been one of the things with bosses that I don't like, because I think good boss design is when there's like an obviously intended way for you to beat him, but also a way that if you're smart about it or if you're just skilled about it, you can kind of take off steps. And that didn't do as much to him as I expected.
So it's a multi-hit.
Is that because he's got like 2 phases?
No, it's a multi-hit. That so it drains their health down for every frame.
Right, that makes sense.
Yep.
Because he's moving so fast, doesn't he?
Oh hey, it's Sigma. Who would have thought?
Oh yeah, we were meant to be pretending it wasn't Sigma, weren't we?
Well, technically, actually no, never mind. They pretty much say that he'll be back in after the credits roll in X1.
True, yeah. Well, like they did sort of use the X-Hunters to distract us in this one, at least.
Mm-hmm. This is also like another thing, like going back to the whole talk of command mission, the whole Sigma is the final boss thing. It doesn't happen in command mission, which got a lot of people confused. Like, wait, where's Sigma?
Yeah, like, although like for an RPG, you kind of got to change things up at least a little bit because like having the predictable story is fine. It's normal for a platformer, but when the focus of the game is the story, unless you're Miyamoto, you can't really do that.
Yep.
Yeah, Split Mushroom is certainly a Maverick design that exists. That's all I'm saying.
I would say Tornado Tunyon's even worse.
He doesn't come to mind quite as quickly as Split Mushroom does, which is probably a good thing.
For me, Tornado Tunyon does. Okay, can I get this? I did not get close enough.
Yeah.
I guess like the trigger is a little bit further in, but still.
So this is the boss that plays out differently if you didn't get the zero armor, isn't it?
This boss does not exist if you get the zero armor, because...
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. There's our boy. He's fashionably late, it's okay.
And he still has the boob lights.
I feel like they look slightly less obvious here. But yeah, basically if you didn't get the zero armor parts, you would come in here and there would be a boss fight against a reconstructed Zero. And he's fast, but it's still kind of a cool fight.
Mm-hmm. You can actually cheese it, though.
Yeah, can't you just like use the speed burner to skip through him?
I think so, but it's more like if you can jump on top of the ceiling and he just keeps doing the ground pound, and that's it.
Okay, we have a $20 donation from Draw Together, my friend Justin. He says, glad to catch another charity event from HFC. Good luck on the rest of the X2 run for the kids. Thank you very much, mate. I appreciate it.
I'll be honest, I was not expecting to get any hits on Sigma with the Shoryuken. I am kind of happy I got a little bit.
Oh, it gets the start on him, doesn't it? Which is a good thing.
Okay, Wolverine is down.
You just sort of landed on him.
Also, that the song that plays in the first form, one of my favorites. Now we have another use of that CX4 chip.
God, I wish they didn't use that CX4 chip here, because this is gonna chug like a bitch.
Sadly, it does. Oh, wrong way, but that's okay. Thanks, Sigma. Just give me an enemy that gives me a full health refill.
Like, I thought you were at least gonna have to do like the strike chain thing to fight the rest of him, but no, he just thought, fuck it, I'll give you a free heal.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I still had like another E-tank I could have used.
Yeah, but still, the fact that it was him who just handed it over to you, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Bamboo Pandemonium. That's a classic Maverick name.
I mean, someone on the team, when they came up with that, really liked puns just because of the name and the Maverick design.
Like, for all, like, the first few games, they clearly had a template for this, and then they just stopped caring at some point.
Mm-hmm. Gigavolt Manowar is always fun. I hate his stage, but his boss fight's actually pretty good.
Why must Mavericks fight? Oh, that's the other game. Or is it this one as well? I know X likes doing that a lot.
It gets more obvious in the later games.
Well, I will say, like, I make fun of it. I don't mind that as a plot point, like a lot of people do. Mm-hmm. I think X becoming more of a pacifist and becoming more disenfranchised with the Maverick Hunters over time is kind of a realistic character trait. I think maybe some of the mistranslations didn't get the point across that well, but I think there was some good social commentary going on, especially when they lead that, like, in the transition into the Zero series.
Mm-hmm. I also forgot to mention that Zero boss fight is also another reason why speedrunners do 100% and it being faster. You skip a whole boss fight.
I can imagine, because although that boss there is a trick and like you can beat it once you know what you're doing, mm-hmm. It still does take a good few cycles to get him down.
Yep. And the trick I was trying to do at the very end with the Shoryuken in the room, if you put yourself in the middle, then the moment that Zero destroys the floor, you fall down, so you pretty much speed up that whole sequence.
Oh, that's cool. Like, I know in the first game there was like a section where you could kind of skip an entire cutscene, weren't there? Or like at least push yourself through it so you start the boss quicker. So I take it as a similar sort of thing.
Yep. And I know like in X1 there was a similar thing with the Vile cutscene before Zero dies, where you can skip the cutscene of Zero following Vile into the room by doing a very precise jump from the ladder. Like you have to get off the ladder onto like the side and then jump above the ladder onto the wall, then jump all the way across and go through the door without touching the ground.
I think that's the one I was thinking of, yeah.
Yeah, X1 speedruns pretty much have that all the time, so yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of people mention this now in chat. The fact that that stage is literally just Magna Centipede stage, to the point where if you miss the sub-tank there earlier, you can just get it at the end.
I actually wonder if you can.
Yeah, well, 2 people now have said in chat that you can, so I assume that you can.
Interesting.
Well, it makes sense, because it is meant to be a revisit to the stage, so it will be there if, you know, you didn't take it away earlier.
I think because it's like it's coded as a different stage entirely, so it may not actually be there. Oh wait, apparently you can. Okay.
Yeah, so it's like, because it is just reusing the stage layout, it makes sense that they just leave it there.
They just copy pasted it.
Yeah.
And I just remembered this. When we were talking about X5 earlier and the Guns N' Roses, I realized the reason why they're named after Guns N' Roses characters is because the person who actually gave them the names. It wasn't a translator specifically. It was actually the voice actress for Claire Redfield in Resident Evil 2.
Oh, that's who it was. I know it was someone involved with the game was very intentionally doing that, yeah.
Yeah, and I think they were a part of Capcom, just not the translator team. And of course, way back in the early days when they started doing the voice acting stuff, they mostly used internal employees. They didn't get famous VAs like they do now.
I wonder how much the 8 and X4 casts were paid for that. Like, I probably have more change on my desk than their entire wage for that game.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, that is Mega Man X2, and that is all for today, Flame. And what else do we have to add?
I will say that our total from the first day today is $605. If you want to know what's coming up, let me just get the document open. So tomorrow, day 2, will be River City Girls 0 with Snake. Then I'll be doing To the Moon. And then Snake will be back for the Typing of the Dead. I think he's playing the original PC version of that. So it'll be the same game that was also put on the Dreamcast. So, yep, there are our games for tomorrow. We'll be starting at 3 PM BST as usual. And we hope to see you there. Thank you to everyone who supported the stream today. It's $605 in the first day is pretty great. So thank you all so much. And yes, Axel, if you want to wrap us up whenever you're ready, mate, and we can send people on their way, and we'll see everyone back tomorrow.
Thanks everyone for joining and watching me play X2. We'll see you tomorrow.